welcome to the Premium Pan-African Conversation Platform, aka The Confidential. My name is Shiko Shure. Now, today I have one of the most famous people in this country in the hot seat right now. She's one of the most Googled people. In fact, some of you knew the word socialite because of her. And remember, she hasn't done an interview in almost 3 years, and she's still relevant. Ladies and gentlemen, Vera Sidika.
Hello.
Hi, girl. How you doing?
You look amazing.
Thank you.
You look
who's
so
top to bottom, and I
No,
love
you're
the
like
color.
naturally. You're naturally killing it, you know?
Vera Sidika said that I'm naturally killing you guys.
I love
So, karibu sana.
Thank you.
You're always so busy.
Yes.
It's so nice for you to make time
Yes.
for us. I just want to go right off the bat.
Mhm.
Obviously, like you're one of the, like I said, one of the most famous people.
Yeah.
But I want to know, who was Vera before the fame? Like, tell me about
Yeah.
your earlier years.
Okay, earlier years, that's like in school or
Like just like
in
before-
fame
Mhm.
or it depends.
So it's just
on
like before the fame. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Can you just walk us through that journey?
So I grew up, born and bred in Mombasa.
Uh-huh.
The family of three. I'm the firstborn and the only girl. So the responsibilities. I actually like matured quite sooner than most people would, especially being a female firstborn in a family.
Yeah.
And I think that responsibility really like gave me that self-drive to being this person that just wants the best out of life.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, grew up in Mombasa, went to high school in Mombasa, at Star of the Sea High School. Then I moved to Nairobi because of uni.
Yeah.
I went to Kenyatta University.
Really?
Yes.
Amazing. And
Yeah.
I like that you brought that up, because one of the questions I want to ask you is, at what point did you realize that you want more for yourself? Like, you know what I mean? Because you are like superstar level right now.
Yeah.
So was there a moment where you were like, you know what, this ain't it. I need something else.
Yes, obvious. I feel like the moment I really needed that, like, international level kind of breakthrough was
Right.
when I did the interview with Larry Madowo. That's when I said, this is next level, because I had BBC, Al Jazeera wanting to interview me. And I was like, wow, they like my confidence. Whatever I spoke about at the interview wasn't so appealing to Kenyans, because it was more like, why would she say that? You know, who says that they did something to the skin in live TV, on live TV? But I was like very confident with my ground. And I think that's what people got so attracted to.
Right.
Because of my boldness, me speaking and standing my ground and being like, this is what I'm doing. And yeah, whether you like it or not, that's me. So I felt like this is the point for me to get to the next level of I'm taking over the world.
And I mean, at least you're honest about it, rather than lie, you know?
Yes, yes, 100%.
So, and let me just, I like that. Speaking of honesty, what are your values? Like, what's your bottom line?
Honesty,
Right.
one. Yeah, so one of my values is like honesty. I would say loyalty. I'm very loyal. I'm a very loyal person. Personal growth as well. I do respect and treat people with kindness, and while I'm at it, I still expect the same kind of
same
respect.
thing.
Yeah, I expect the same kind of respect. So
Okay.
yeah.
And of course, you knew that you wanted to be world famous. You knew that you were going to get here. Are there people, especially in your close circle, who, I don't want to call them haters, but that kind of is hating. Are there people who didn't believe in the vision?
dream?
Yeah.
Of course. I feel like I always knew. I think like since I was a little girl, I always knew I was going to be famous.
Right.
Because I think the first time I ever was on TV was when I was like 3 years old.
What?
Yes, because I used to be like when I was like a little girl, I used to do the nursery rhymes and everything.
Yeah.
So I used to be like on the front line, always being the diva of everything. So so having to do the nursery rhymes, we got selected to get to KBC. At that time, it was a big deal. 3 years old. That was in early 90s.
Yeah.
Yes, in the early 90s. So we went to KBC. We did this nice nursery rhyme, and my dad was like, "Wow, that's my daughter."
Yo, bro, you're telling me that we saw Vera Sidika in the 90s?
I really wish I could actually look for that tape. It would be so nice, right?
KBC, can we find
Can
it?
you find it? Yes, so that was the first time I was on TV, and I always grew up with this drive for fame. I always wanted to be a news anchor. Yes, I always wanted to be on TV. So yeah, when I came to Nairobi, I always told everybody, I'm going to be the biggest thing in this country.
Right.
Prezzo can actually testify to this.
Hi, Prezzo.
Because he always sees me and he says, Vera, I remember when you came to Nairobi the first time, you said you're going to be the biggest thing in this country. And I am so proud of you.
Mashallah.
Yeah,
We're
so
proud of you too.
you know, what you confess, you possess.
Yes.
Manifestation, guys.
It's real. It's so real. Now, you
Yes.
mentioned that you were in Kenyatta University.
Yes.
Can you tell me about your experience in university? Because I think that's around the time when you started, like your fame started rising.
Yes. So I did join uni in 2009. I got in for fine art, BA in fine art. Got into my second year, that's when I became famous.
Right.
I did a music video
Right.
and then it blew up and Vera Sidika was born. So I feel like being in uni, it was easier, a lot easier when I wasn't famous yet.
Right.
Because at that point, it was just this little girl from Mombasa who doesn't know much about Nairobi.
Right.
Just here for school and focused and no distractions. So yeah, so that was basically the part. I was just fully focused with school. During the variety shows, we used to do fashion walks.
Yeah.
The Miss and Miss KU.
Yes.
So I participated, but on the fashion side, because I'm too thick to
Right.
be, to be on a beauty pageant.
Respectfully, though.
Respectfully. So I did the fashion shows when I was in uni as part of the exciting stuff that I like to do. I told you I like fashion. I like anything trendy. So I did that and that was fun. And then now I got into the music video, which now got me to the next level. So now the fame messed up with my uni because I got a lot of attention. I got a lot of bookings. I got booked out the country. I went to Ghana to shoot a music video with Davido and D Black. I did some videos in Nigeria with Don Jersey. This was like the early years of
I remember.
Vera Sidika. Yeah. I did the interview on the trend and then now everything escalated from there. So school kind of like went on pause.
It was on the side. Let's push this out.
Yeah. I mean, we got to school for money. And if you're making money, you can always go back to school, right?
Are you planning to go back to school ever?
Ever, yes.
Or at some point?
I will.
You will?
Probably this year.
This year?
September.
Same degree?
Yes.
Yeah.
My mom keeps saying that I need to get my degree, and I feel like I really do need to get my degree.
And I was just gonna ask, like, how did your parents feel about the dropout? Like, you know, taking.
Oh God, my mom. Oh, my mom. You know, I'm Luya, right? And in the Luya community, the biggest celebrations we have is graduations and weddings. Yeah, weddings and graduations are like big. Those are like for our parents. So
yeah.
At some point in life, you have to just graduate. You have to get married. And that's just what makes the parents be like, oh, wow, yeah, I'm happy.
That is
so
okay.
I have to graduate. So this year I'm going back to school, guys.
Can I ask you, how many years do you have left?
2.
2? You got this.
Yeah, 2.
It'll be over in no time.
Yeah, and it's fun. I'm doing fine art, guys. So
it is,
easy.
and it's something you love.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be right back with Vera Sidika. Remember, The Confidential is brought to you by Mr. Ceiling, your private conversation platform. Keep it here. Welcome back to the Private Conversation Chamber, aka The Confidential. We are here with the one, the only, the amazing Vera Sidika. Thank you for waiting because I really need to get into this. You are one of the first, if not the first person in this country to really turn your personality into a brand, a very powerful brand. So was there a strategy or did it just happen like organically?
I would say initially it was organically because I had all this fame and I'm like, okay, what do I do with it?
Right.
So the first couple of months was just trying to figure it out because first of all, it was new.
Right.
I was really stressed out because it came with a lot of negativity. And at this point, social media wasn't so accessible and very publicized as it is today.
Right.
Not so many people are on social media. Not so many people got the chance to know people apart from just what the blogs say about you. So I had a lot of negative publicity. The blogs portrayed me in the most outrageous ways.
I'm going to get to that actually. It's one of the questions that I have for you.
Yeah, so it was really, really hard because I had to deal with that first because I had to now make sure my mental health state was good.
Right.
And my parents really helped me. My family supported me. I come from a very supportive family and they do understand that kind of lifestyle, funny enough, .com.
Right, they're very switched on.
Yes, yes. So it was a little bit easier because my family accepted what I was doing and they saw it differently as opposed to how maybe a different household would have seen it.
Right.
So it was a little bit easier for me to cushion all that negativity in the beginning. So I was dealing with that first before thinking of how to strategize and make money out of it. Yeah, but I said I have to milk it because who wants to be famous and broke?
I mean, that's real loser behavior.
Yes. And that's the part where I realized that I need to kind of like put my studies on hold and focus on this thing that is looking really promising.
Right.
I'm not saying that kids should stay out of school. Please stay in school. But it's just that it worked for me. And sometimes you just have to make a decision that, opportunity only comes once. If I decided, let me just stay in school, I don't want to do any of this, I'm just going to focus on my education and then look for a job, I don't think there'll be Vera Sidika today. So, I had to like really make that bold decision.
And because like you shot up to fame almost overnight. So just like you've mentioned, there's the fame and then there's the success, right? Because you could be famous and be a loser.
Yes.
At what point did you have this moment of zen where you're like, wait, this isn't just Vera Sidika person anymore. I'm a brand.
Yeah.
Like at what point did that happen?
Okay. The brand moment is when I started getting the bookings out of Kenya.
Right.
That's when I realized that, okay, I like where this is going. Because now the first phase of my strategy was, okay, people know about this girl. They started interviewing me and now people want more. I became a person of interest.
Right.
I would say, yeah, that's the word, person of interest. They call it a socialite, but for me, I feel like I just became a person of interest. And when I realized that people want to see more of me, I decided to put myself out there. So I used to do photo shoots. I used to look good. I used to do the funny, crazy video. Oh, I mean, like, I'm just talking about like in the beginning, I still look good. It's just that I used to do the wild stuff.
Right.
Because sometimes when you look at the industry, showbiz, sometimes it's about how you look. It's about what you do to get people's attention. So I was in that phase where, lingerie photo shoots.
Right.
I want to look sexy. I want I'm just trying to be out there so I could get the numbers. I was just trying to get the numbers. I used to do videos, shake my booty, stuff like that. I grew it, but that's what I had to do to get people paying attention to me.
Right.
Do you get? So when I got the numbers, then I said, what do I do with these numbers? That's when I introduced my business. I started doing VTalks. I got booked for events, like I told you, out of the country. I got booked by bigger celebrities. So that's when now the brand now kept growing and growing. So I feel like it was just like one stage after the other. I can't really pinpoint and say like, this is exactly when it happened. Yeah.
And you have such a like glamorous life. Like your page is gold for real. But at what point, like what do people not see behind the glitz and the glamour?
Ooh, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of editing, a lot of hard work. I feel like for the longest time, I think this is one thing that most people have never really gotten to know. I have been managing myself.
Right.
For the longest time. And it's because I felt I have this brilliant mind. People say, when people get to meet me, they say I'm very smart, I'm very intelligent. And I felt like I tried to hire a manager, and I would still think for them. I would say, I feel like we should do this, this, this. But I need you to tell me we should do this. But if I'm coming up with ideas and I'm being creative with my ideas, then I realized I could actually do this by myself.
Excuse me.
So I literally just took it upon myself. I had a team, of course, makeup artists, personal assistant. I need help here and there where I need to have, a formal manager.
Right.
But basically, I was doing all the work. Yeah. And I feel like it's very important as an artist or as an act to be very hands-on.
Right.
When you get people to manage you, the minute you don't have that team, your brand just crashes. Yeah, because you have people thinking for you. So I feel like that's one thing that really stood out for me, that made me very, very relevant for like 13 years.
Right.
I'm not even like, I don't have a talent.
And
imagine being
I love
relevant
that.
for 13 years with no talent? I'm just joking. But that's a talent, right?
That is a talent. Come on. You know how hard it is to be like to stay relevant.
And you don't
just to stay
sing, you're not
relevant.
an actress.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, we had Manjuri on the show the other day, and we were talking about management and how difficult it is because you know you have to negotiate on your behalf, and people just kind of want you to. I don't want to say bully you, but it's really hard for you to negotiate on your behalf.
Yeah.
How do you navigate being assertive in that front?
Well, I do have, like I said, I still have a team.
Right.
I still have a team that get on calls, get to communicate with the different brands that reach out. I do have a team, but I get hands-on personally and I get involved. So what happens is my team handles it. I get involved through my team. And when I feel like there's a little bit of a hiccup here and there, I personally get involved with the client. I get to have conversations with the client. I'm very good, trust me. I am so good at this. I'm a lawyer, but I love money. I take care of my business. Oh, I love money.
You know what? You gotta love money.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
to an extent.
No, mine is like extreme.
Like human trafficking extreme?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, not that extreme.
So, you know, you're one of the most talked about people in Kenya.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're admired more or judged more?
Oh, admired more or judged more? I feel like a little bit of both. I have a lot of girls that I inspire. There are a lot of girls that feel inspired by me based on my story. They've been following me for quite some time, so they've seen the growth, they've seen everything. And I do have that part. Then I have the other part that, you know, is different. You know, you cannot always have it merry. But I think like the negative has really put me in the industry for the longest time. I feel like hate is really good. It's worked for me. And it's worked for so many people. I feel like the most hated people stay relevant forever.
Really?
Like, do you know when you're the most? No, listen. Do you know when you're the most hated or disliked, or I won't say like people hate me because it's personally. They don't take it personal. They just love to hate.
True.
Yeah, they'll be like, okay, so what is she up to? Let's see.
You're right.
Yeah, they'll see stuff on the blog. Yeah, they'll see stuff on the blog. They'll be like, oh, she's homeless. Wow, she's homeless. Oh my God, guys, she is. So because that energy comes across as that, you know, hate is really strong. It's a very strong emotion. I feel like that is what keeps you going because people now get invested in you more. They invest more into your brand.
Yeah.
They're always looking, always checking, always watching. They'll be the first people to watch what you're doing more than when you're loved. When you're loved, you're like, oh, she's such a nice girl. Okay, she's good. Next. What did she do? What happened to her bum? So I feel like I've managed to accept that, and I grew a thick skin. And I feel like that thick skin is what really like has made me like this resilient in the industry. Yeah, and just mastering the art of showbiz, basically.
And you know, like I like what you've talked about, people just being monitor experienced and hating. Do you think that strong and confident women in Africa are judged differently from strong and confident men in Africa?
Yeah, obviously, because who does she think she is? You know, whatever you do is always, oh, who does she think she is? When you make one move that is, you know, inspiring, or when you do something for yourself that is really nice, buy a nice house or nice car, oh, it's a man that got it for her.
Right.
You know, a successful man will actually do something good for themselves. It won't be like, oh, you know, it's a sugar mommy. No.
Right.
And there's sugar mommies everywhere, but the first thought that comes to people's mind when they see you do something for yourself as a successful woman is, oh, there's a man who just got it for her. Right. They don't see the sleepless nights. They don't see the hard work you put on it. Funniest thing, I edit my own pictures. I edit my own videos. I run my own page. I like being hands-on, and I feel like that's really helped. I don't let people handle my stuff because I like things done just the right. I'm a perfectionist.
Right.
So I feel like me having to get that, you know, sleepless nights, doing stuff, getting stuff done, people don't get to see that. They just feel like you just exist and everybody does stuff for you.
Right. And you know, that's very interesting. I like what you've said about, you know, the first thing when a woman gets something, it's like, who's the sugar daddy? Who's the guy behind this?
Yes.
And, you know, you do have a thick skin because there's no way, like some of us would be so sad. Like, let me show you that.
Yes. Oh yes, I did actually have to show my logbook.
I remember.
Wow, that was hard. You know what they say? They actually said I went to hire a car and do a photo shoot.
This car that you have now?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So, actually, let me just go back to that, because also we had this conversation when you came over for the meeting about Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who don't know, some people said that she wasn't really in Hollywood. It was AI.
Yes.
Yeah.
They say it was AI.
And then they were like, when she had to go back and redo the video, they were like, oh, you went to a green screen.
Yeah, they did. Oh, okay. So I have this notion where when I get to see negative publicity, I like to ignore because it's just like background noise. I mean, people always hate, so you can't address everything, right? So the only difference with this scenario was the person that insinuated I used AI is a public figure.
Right.
And that makes it really dangerous because I can live with a hater saying, it's AI. They haven't left the country, so they wouldn't know if it's real or not. I'm just saying, there's those haters, But someone like the person that actually did bring this up is someone who's traveled as well. Someone who's been to the US before. Is someone who's in the public eye. So that means people are looking up to them. So people trust whatever they say. So when this person comes and then says, oh, why does it look like you're floating? Oh, the rock is, I don't know, doing what? This is AI. Mm-hmm. Then what happens to your fans? They start thinking, oh, if this guy says it's AI and he's well-traveled, right, it means it's actually true. So that's the only reason I actually had to clear it. I had to go on live. I literally woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning because the time difference with LA, Kenya and LA is like 12 hours difference. Mm-hmm. So when it's like 9 p.m. here, it's 8 a.m. in LA. And I said, if I go live in the afternoon, it will be 3 a.m. in Kenya and people will be asleep. I won't have people on my live. and my brand is at stake here. So what do? I have to be up early. I had to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. We had a run that day, me and my friend. We were actually going shopping in Beverly Hills. So we'd actually planned to go for breakfast and then just go for a drive, some shopping here and there. So having to wake up that early was like, okay, we have this planned out already. But just because this is happening, we could actually just pass by, the Hollywood sign, right, and do a live video on our way to breakfast. So we drove through. My friend spotted like, yes, we have to do this. My friend is actually gassed me up. She is wild. She's like, no way, you have to do this. So I had to go on live and people were actually very much active because it was like 9 p.m. in Kenya. And I did the live. Everyone was like, oh my God, why would people say this? Blah, blah, blah. Now, let me tell you why I even did that. Because there's one socialite, celebrity, who used to travel a lot. Right. She doesn't travel anymore. So now she's using AI to post her. Yeah. Do you understand? So now I thought the reason why people suspected I'm doing the same is because this person is doing the same. Right. And I don't take my brand lightly. If you're going to say something that's going to affect me and my credibility, I will clear it up. I will, because... And I like that you mentioned the word credibility, because that's the problem with this famous person. Yeah. Spreading this rumor, because people believe them. Yes, because like, oh, this guy has been to New York. So right, if he says that this is AI, it is AI. Because I've not been to New York, but he's been there. So he knows what's real and what's not. So that's the whole thing. That's the only reason why I felt like I needed to do it. Otherwise, on a normal day, I just brush it. I'm like, whatever. Haters. But this particular one, I took it personal. I took it so personal. And I'm actually happy I did. When I was leaving LA, I was like, I would have really felt bad if I didn't do it. Yeah. Because now if I went to Paris or London, take a picture on the London Bridge, everybody would be like, it's another AI. It's another AI. It's another AI. And then what happens to the brand? Right. I'm sorry, but that is so terrible. Maliciousness is something that's crazy. Yeah. We're going to take a very short break, but The Confidential will be right back. Remember, this is brought to you by Mr. Ceiling. Keep it here. Mr. Ceiling.
Welcome back to the Premium Conversation Platform, aka The Confidential. I'm your host, Shiko Shira, and Vera Sidika, the Queen V Bossette, is still with us. Now, Vera, you have experienced relationships very publicly.
Yes.
So, and you know, the ups, the downs, all of that on a very public platform. What does a healthy relationship look like to you right now?
Whew, a healthy relationship. Wow, that's a good question. I feel like social media does really affect relationships in a way. Because I've had public relationships
Right.
before and it didn't end so well. So I've been learning to keep my stuff private.
Yeah.
Yes. I have been keeping it. It's so private. I like it.
You know, we saw you on Real Housewives and your relationship was pretty out there. So we're not going to see that again.
I'm not so sure.
You're not sure?
Yeah. But if it gets to that point, it won't be as publicized.
Yeah.
Do you get it? It won't be like in your face out there.
So,
because we're just keeping it private.
Yeah. So tell us about motherhood. Like, what is it like for you?
Wow, being a mom. You know, the funniest thing is like most times people, my fans, actually didn't think I wanted to have kids.
You didn't want to have kids?
They thought I didn't want to have kids.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, I wasn't getting pregnant. And then they kept saying that, oh my God, maybe she's barren. Oh, you know. Yeah, so I did have those kind of remarks online and it was pretty painful.
Aww.
Yeah, because we're human and there is reasons why people choose not to do certain things. They're just taking their time, moving at their own pace. And I think that's what I did. I just didn't want to be in this situation where I'm having kids and I'm not ready.
Right.
Mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. I wanted to be stable by myself.
Right.
Because I'm not the kind of person who's going to be dependent on the father of the child, or if things go wrong, I'll be like, oh, I need this, I need that. I'm independent. So
right.
I wanted to be ready myself before I get into motherhood. And that's why I took quite some time to get to that stage. And when I did get to that stage, I was fully I've been embracing it fully because I was prepared for it, you know, and I wanted it to be done the right way. I got married. I actually did things the traditional way.
You did.
Yes. Yes. So we were, you know, legally married. And 6 months later, I got pregnant. And then I get back to my first child, which is Asia Brown, a baby girl. She's now 4. And then ICE came out of nowhere. Yeah, we didn't plan to have ICE, but it just happened. I found out at 5 months pregnant.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't feel weird? Like nothing changed?
Actually, that weird feeling is what made me realize I'm actually pregnant. Yeah, I just woke up one day and I'm like, why am I so tired? It was like 12 midday and I'm like super tired and I did nothing the whole day. I'm like, why am I feeling so tired? Something must be wrong. Like, I don't think this is normal. Then when I lay down on the bed, I'm like, my stomach looks kind of big. You know what? I tell you on a Kitambi, even when you have a big stomach, when it's like when you lay down because of gravity, it flattens. But I'm like, hey, wait a minute, why? Why am I looking bloated? Like, this is fishy.
Yeah.
I just send a rider to get me a test kit, you know, one of them strips. You know, just to be sure. I did a test. Whew, a very big fat positive. You know, it wasn't even a faint line that I was like, this is dangerous. So I immediately went to the clinic. Wow. Big baby, 5 months.
I'm so dead. Like the
know,
line didn't even hesitate.
Yes, because you know, my first pregnancy as well, I didn't have any symptoms. Zero. Nothing. I don't know, first trimester, second, third, nothing. I literally had the smoothest pregnancy. Actually, I was energetic. I didn't even feel pregnant.
No aversion to food.
Yes, the only pregnancy symptom that I had was a missed period.
Right.
Yes.
But did you find out earlier?
So now that's my first pregnancy. That one was expected because we planned it.
Right.
Now the second one, because I was breastfeeding Asia.
Right.
And Asia was like 8 months old, and I was breastfeeding. So through my breastfeeding journey, I experienced my cycle didn't get back to normal.
Yeah.
Because of hormonal imbalance, and you know, it takes time for you to get back to your normal cycle. So while I was breastfeeding, I was like, oh, I'm not getting my cycle because I'm breastfeeding and I liked it because nobody likes to experience the
period.
Yeah, oh my God. You're like, oh, if I could do away with it.
Someone said.
Yes. So that was the experience that I had. So when I was breastfeeding, I knew I'm not getting my cycle because I'm still breastfeeding. So I was expecting when I stop, I'm going to get it back to normal. So what happened is, in between is when I felt something is a little bit off. And then that's when I took the test. And then I realized I was actually pregnant.
Yeah.
And it was 4 or 5 months thereabouts.
Wow.
Yeah. So we embraced it because, I was in that phase where I'm accepting family and trying to set up a family. And I came and I'm so happy I actually got a boy. So now I have a girl and a boy.
Right.
It's a perfect balance. And he just turned 3 this week.
Oh, wow. Mashallah.
Yeah, just this much. Yeah.
So any more kids? Are you planning for any more kids?
I always wanted to have 4 kids. So I know I still want 2 more babies. Yeah, maybe I should have like 3.
3 or 4.
You say 3 or 4. I love kids. Honestly, I do. So I hope to have 2 more kids, 2 more babies in future. Yeah, but so far they're the best friends ever. They look out for each other. Having kids,
close siblings.
Yeah, close siblings. Close in range. It's really, really good. Yeah, they entertain themselves, and it's just fun to watch. It's fun to watch Icy protect his sister,
right?
And he's the little one. He's like a year and a half
younger.
Yeah, but he's the one always looking out for Asia. If I do something to Asia, if I say, hey Asia, don't do this, Asia will go report me to Ice. And then Ice will be like, hey mommy, why are you disturbing my sister?
That's so sweet.
Yeah, so it's beautiful.
Oh, that's so cute. Mashallah.
Yeah,
happy birthday, Ice. Happy belated.
Oh,
I know he doesn't know me.
Yeah.
So motherhood obviously changes people, right?
Yes.
So what did it change how you see yourself, particularly because you're very famous? Walk me through that shift.
It did change a lot. Then how do I even begin? Where do I start from? First of all, it's not as easy as people think it is, even if you've prepared for it.
Right.
Nothing actually prepares you for it. Not even financially, mentally, nothing.
Yeah.
It's something that you learn every day. You get better every day. Your kids give you strength,
right?
To be a better mom, to want to do better. When you have kids, nothing else matters. Everything you do is for them. All the running around, all the ups and downs, everything now finally makes sense.
Right.
You get, because now you're like, oh yeah, I want the best for my kids. I want my kids to live a beautiful life, creating generational wealth. Now you start thinking different. I used to be really big on shopping big designer brands. I still shop big designer brands, but it kind of reduces because now there's priorities. So if I was shopping for $50,000 US, now I'll probably do okay, 15,000. I'm like, this is okay.
Yeah.
Let's manage this. Yeah, because now you have the babies, you have school, they have private nannies, they have private driver. So many things that comes with it. So you have to be fully prepared. And it's not easy, ladies. So if you are going that direction, make sure you're very, very prepared for it.
Think about it.
Yes, yes.
And so obviously, planning for the future of your children, school fees obviously is a big thing. School is not cheap, especially if you're going international. You're going international. Right?
Yes.
So do you have a trust fund or anything? Have you set it up, or are you just going with the flow?
That's a good question. Wow. Yeah, setting up is good. Setting up a trust fund is good and very advisable as well. So yes, that's usually the best way to go about.
So just back to the conversation on you having a relationship that's very public. You personally, what is the one thing that you will not compromise on? Because obviously you live and you learn.
Yes.
What is the one thing that you refuse to compromise on?
In current status, relationship status. Okay. Oh wow, I've really learned from public relationships. I had really tough ones. Right now, I'm actually in a relationship.
Ooh, you heard it here first.
Yes. I've been in a relationship for 5 months, and it's yeah.
Look at you blushing.
It is beautiful, and I feel like the beauty of it is the fact that it's very private.
Right.
People don't know my business.
Yeah.
Nobody knows, and what people don't know, they don't destroy. And I feel like privacy is really powerful.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the people you love, the people you care about. When you protect that, you get to enjoy it better. It's blissful.
It is.
We get to live our lives. We don't need to prove points to anybody. We don't need to show the world that, oh, here we are, we're in love. It's we don't really have cameras in front of us like that. We don't record videos and stuff because we're trying to show people. We're trying to put up a front. So it's just been different, because I think the relationships I've been in, they've been too loud, that now I'm like in the absolute opposite, side. And I'm like, I'm actually liking this.
Right.
And my partner likes it as well. He really, really enjoys it more. And I think I've just learned so much from what I went through in my past relationships, especially during the breakups. I had really terrible breakups. It would go online, it would get really crazy and messy, and a lot of stuff being exposed, and a lot of back and forth. And I feel like I really outgrew that. I've become a very different person, because my marriage ended really badly. Oh my God. It was really bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was really bad, to be honest. I've always wanted family. I've always wanted family setup, because I come from a family, unit. My parents are still together. They're still very happily married, happily in love. So growing up with my family, my mom and dad under the same roof, having to just wake up and say, good morning, mom, good morning, dad. It was so beautiful. And especially having to, on my birthdays, my mom used to wake up and sing happy birthday all the way to my room and wake me up with a birthday song, and then my dad, and just having dinner in the evenings every day, just everyone expressing how their day was, how was school. It's beautiful. And I always wanted that for my kids,
Right.
So that's why I took time to get into motherhood, because I just didn't want to be a baby mama.
Right.
You get? So I didn't want to be a situation like, okay, I'm just having kids because I want to have kids and not have the dad in the child's life.
Yeah.
So when I felt like I met the person that I felt had the qualities and the characteristics that I was looking for, I felt, okay, maybe it's time. And that's when we got married legally, and I saw the seriousness in it, and we planned for a child, and then the second baby came. So I was like, okay, this is it. I was very confident. So I really struggled to, keep it together, like try and fix things and make the family whole and work and make it work, which like I really tried. But sometimes it gets to a point where you get really pushed, and you want your kids to grow up in a happy home. You want your kids to grow up in a happy environment. And when you're not happy as a mom, it shows.
It does.
It does, and it shows, and it reflects on your kids. I don't want my kids to grow up in a very traumatic environment. I don't want my kids to be traumatized, because I never experienced that growing up as a child. So it was really hard for me to make that decision, like, okay, this just has to end. It was really, really, really hard. I was pushed to, like, it was really, I don't want to talk too much about it, because like I said, the reason why I've protected this story is because, he's the father of my kids. But the people close to me know exactly what happened, and they know what I really, oh my God, I went through a lot. My passport disappeared with my visa, so many things.
No way.
I'm telling you, it was police cases and so many other things, violence and all that. This is just a lot. It's just a lot.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was a scary phase. And having to go through this when my son was like 4 months old was really, really bad.
And oh no, don't cry.
I was trying to like breastfeed, and I have no milk because I was so stressed out,
I'm so sorry. Do you want a hug? Give me a hug.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
My son was like 4 months old. So, and boys like really like suck on the, mommy's breast because they feed a lot. So I had to introduce him to formula at a very, yeah, because that's the only way he would be able to feed because I didn't have milk. When you're stressed, when you're stressed, it affects the milk production. And I was going through a lot. Everything was happening at this time, like everything. And I felt like maybe I didn't show him so much attention and love because that distracted, the bonding moment for mommy and baby.
Yeah.
For the first, the first year is very important, for the
is
baby because you
bonding.
bond more through feeding and so many other things. So when there's distraction, now the nanny has to help, because now I have to deal with this, I have to deal with that. I'm not in a good mental state. And so many things were happening.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, my mom was so upset. My parents had to come. Like I needed to get like extra help.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just happy that, I decided what I did. And I feel like that was the best decision for my kids because my kids are so happy.
Right.
There's nothing beats a happy home for my kids. Like they're so happy. I feel like that's what I want I want my kids to grow up in a happy home. I would rather my kids grow up with a single parent, but
Than
be
in a happy
happy
home, right.
than being unhappy broken home and something, like a very traumatizing environment. So that just had to happen.
And like there's people who say like, oh, I stayed for the kids and the kids are miserable.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah. I always say if you are going through something that you know this is really going to affect your child's upbringing, you just have to let go.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and you can always make it work. Trust me, it always gets better. When I made that move, a lot of things just happened to me. Like a lot of beautiful things. Doors opened up for me. Like so many things. Like God is always with you.
Amen.
I lost my passport. I got it in one day. Just because someone felt like they're gonna disable me. And I had my US visa. I had shows, like 10 shows in the US, traveling next week, and then no pass. Like I went through it.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I went through it. Yeah.
And oh God, and the thing is, you came out victorious.
Yeah, I
look
did.
at you now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why I don't know. I feel like that stage because I went through that. I always say I don't ever want to get married.
Yeah.